Hello everybody, my name's Elise. Welcome now everybody to my part 4 video of the top 25 James Bond films. This is officially the top 10, so 10 through 5, and then the final part 5 will be on before the end of the month is done. But for part 4, number 10, and number 10 is the first James Bond film, Dr. No. I enjoyed Dr. No. It was the first James Bond film. You gotta love it. Honey Rider's a bit overrated. But what can I say? Underneath the mango tree. I mean, this movie has a soft place in my heart. This is everything what you have, like the James Bond mystery, the evil villain serving James Bond dinner and then leaving him alone. And then later on, he will kill him in some grand scheme. I mean, it's one of those stereotypical James Bond films. And it all came from the first film. Sean Connery's first performance was great. I enjoyed this film. I enjoyed Dr. No. It's just I'm just not a big fan of introducing a villain in the last 20 minutes and then killing him off. But later on, they include who Dr. No was and what part of the organization he was a Spectre. So Dr. No is number 10. The first James Bond film, very good start for the franchise, but to me, not the greatest James Bond film. Number 9 is The Living Daylights. This was Timothy Dalton's first outing as James Bond. What can I say about it? An KGB general fakes going over to the British side, and he's basically scheming so he could start World War III, so he could be in charge of Russia. We got one of those evil Russian stereotypes again. I don't know what is it about this film, but I've never felt bored with this film. Like every single scene was moving and moving and moving and moving. There was very little room for filler. If anything, everything was just, I would say this is the most cohesive story of James Bond. The Living Daylight was just a very cohesive, every single scene mattered, every single section mattered, every single thing wrapped up as the story, and overall I was left with a satisfying conclusion in The Living Daylights. I like James Bond falling for this, where the Bond girl is this Russian girl who was in love with the KGB general. I enjoy her effort in getting her name. I think her name was Kara, and I did enjoy her. She wasn't too spectacular, but she wasn't an awful either. So Living Daylights is number 9 to me. Number 8 is, to me, the best Roger Moore James Bond film. It's The Spy Who Loved Me. This film used to be higher for me, but after I rewatched it, I'm like, there's a couple things I love about this entire film. One, Jaws. This is his first appearance, and my God, is he messing. My God, is he terrifying. If you actually met a guy in a corner of a dark alley and you just see that, you're like, yep, I'm walking away. I mean, I enjoy The Spy Who Loved Me. Again, this Roger Moore James Bond films, they're very much has a corny comedy sense, because of the fact is that the main villain in this one, Carl Stromberg, he's a rich man who wants a world underneath water. So he wants to flood the entire earth, and he will have nothing but the sea at his back. He's one of those types of villains. I like the James Bond girl, Triple X. She is basically, her and Bond have a thing with each other, but the thing is, Bond killed her lover, so now she's a kind of against him, but she's also attracted to him. So she works for the Russians and all that stuff. So I did enjoy Triple X. I enjoyed Roger Moore. The Spy Who Loved Me, my favorite of the Roger Moore franchise. Of all his movies, this is my absolute favorite of his. The Spy Who Loved Me. Underrated movie. Love it. Classic. Number 7 is License to Kill. I know there is a lot of hate about this movie of License to Kill that I have no idea why. License to Kill was a very, very underrated James Bond film. One, it doesn't deal with some over-the-top villain. It has probably the most realistic story. James Bond, at the beginning, his best friend, Felix, American, he has this honeymoon with his wife. And the thing is, though, he is basically butchered and his wife was raped and killed. James Bond is told not to investigate. He's told not to do it. They revoke his license to kill. And this is more personal than ever to him. James Bond wants to take down the main villain, Frank Sanchez. Frank Sanchez is a drug dealer. He's a big time in the drug business, and he's cartel. And people say, well, that's kind of low, because I know a lot of people are going to say, well, you didn't but Live and Let Die higher. And, the same villains were both drug dealers. Well, this one is a little bit more personal story. This is his license to kill. He's out for revenge. He made this personal. Frank Sanchez mutilated his friend, killed his friend's wife and raped her. and he's taken down his entire organization with the help of a good James Bond girl named Pam, who works for the DEA agents for the American side, and she works with him to take down Frank Sanchez. And it's a dark, brutal kind of film, and I enjoyed License to Kill. I always enjoyed Timothy Dalton, and if Timothy Dalton had one more James Bond film, he could have been my third favorite James Bond, but I feel like he needed just one more. But for License to Kill, very underrated James Bond film. Definitely check it out. License to Kill. What can I say about it? I just have so much love and appreciation for this dark James Bond and a very realistic way of James Bond. So to me, License to Kill, very underrated. Number 7. And number 6, and this should have been, a lot of people put this on the top 5. I understand why people love it, but to me, it's just not in the top 5 just yet. And number 6 is Goldfinger. My God, I enjoyed this film. I really did enjoy Goldfinger. What's not to love about the villain Goldfinger? He loves gold. He likes to create the whole laser beam to what the guy's on the table, and he's going to cut him in half with the laser. Brilliant stuff. Mr. Goldfinger, what does he love? He loves gold. Everything about it. He loves the color of it. And he wants to have the only world supply that is active and to make his gold 10 times more valuable. The main villain, his side villain, Oddjob, is an instant classic. The guy with who's buff as heck has the hat where he just throws it and chops off statues, heads off. What's not to love about Oddjob? I enjoy him. Sean Connery's fantastic. His chemistry with each one of these characters is awesome. Pussy Galore, a little bit overrated Bond girl, but she's actually one of the better Bond girls. She first starts off like a member of she associate of Goldfinger. And Goldfinger is obviously attracted to her, but ultimately she decides to side with James Bond at the end. He kind of seduces her in her own way. So Goldfinger is a great James Bond film. I love it. It's just not in my top 5. So yeah, number 6 is none other than Goldfinger. And that's my personal set from 10 to 6, everybody. There will be a part 5, and that will be the final one. I will be doing a top 10 James Bond Bond girls, top 10 side villains, top 10 Bond villains, ranking the James Bond actors. Probably I'll do again, but I'm not % sure. But overall, I love James Bond. I enjoy I say again, I only think I hate one James Bond film. But overall, from 10 to 6, anybody could switch around. It's like Goldfinger. If your Goldfinger's in your top 5, I understand why. If Spy Who Loved Me is on your top 5, I understand why. That was the best Roger Moore James Bond film. But to me, it just did. These films did not reach those top 5. The top 5 were special to my heart. And I will be doing that review soon. But until then, everybody, please let me know what y'all think down below. Comment down below. Let me know. Respect my opinion. I respect yours. What's your personal opinion, everybody? You think Goldfinger should have been number 1? You think Spy Who Loved Me should have been off the top 10? If it's not your favorite Roger Moore James Bond film, please let me know what y'all think, everybody. Name's Jalise. Godfrey, everybody. Bye.